Their parents died in a car crash, leaving two sisters alone. There is a threat of having the youngest sister taken away if the older one can't get it together. It was all starting to get better when all of a sudden, an alien comes out of the sky and destroys everything. This ruins the chance the sisters had to stay together. Thankfully, the alien learns how to cooperate and becomes a part of the family. Lilo and Stitch is a Walt Disney feature animation that was released on June 21st, 2002. The animation was written and directed by Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois. Lilo, who is 6 years old, and her older sister, Nani, who is 19, live on the island of Kauai. Nani and Lilo's parents were killed in a car crash, which resulted in Nani raising Lilo by herself. Well, not exactly all by herself. A social worker named Cobra Bubbles checks on Nani to make sure she can properly raise Lilo, since Nani is still fairly young. Experiment 626, also known as Stitch, is an alien from space that escaped to Hawaii. All he does is destroy things. Well, at first at least. To keep it short, Lilo adopts Stitch and they become close, but it takes time for Stitch to learn how to behave. A few days later, it was the day Mr. Bubbles came to take away Lilo due to Nani's irresponsibility, but Lilo tried to run away. Stitch tried to talk to her, but the people that were from Stitch's home planet came to arrest him, but they ended up capturing both Stitch and Lilo. They both end up getting back home safe, but Stitch got caught once again. Stitch had to say his goodbyes, but he ended up being allowed to stay with Lilo and Nani because Lilo technically owned him. They all lived happily together, even if their family was a little broken. To make it a bit more personal, Lilo and Stitch has always been one of my favorite movies. There's a lot of components as to why I love it so much. For example, the characters are great, it represents Polynesian culture, and there is no major romantic subplot. I could go on and on about the characters, but I'll keep it short and say they're all special in their own ways. The Polynesian culture is also greatly represented in the movie, for the most part. Lots of movies that take place in Hawaii are often under the tourist gaze, which is pretty much whitewashing. The movie tries to step away from that, and they do a great job at it. They also include native music and dancing in the film. One last thing I really appreciate about this movie is that there is no major romantic subplot. Most Disney movies involve a romantic interaction between the main character, which is usually a princess, and a guy. In Lilo and Stitch, there is a guy named David who likes Nani a lot. There's multiple times where he tries asking her out, but Nani refuses because she wants to focus on caring for Lilo. Even though Nani has refused, David is still always there for her and helps the both of them as much as he can. There's a reoccurring message throughout the movie. It's very simple, but it means a lot. The message is Ohana. Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. It's an important message, and everyone should follow it.